Okay, well, if I've done everything right, which is highly unlikely, then we should be all set and ready to go. Welcome, I'm Peter Franson from christiangeekcentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions. This is the beginning of day one of Solo Tabletop Dungeon Fest 2022. I do about 2 of these roughly week-long live stream series per year is kind of the tradition that started, I guess, a year or 2 ago. And in early January, or like in January or early February, I should say, it's more of a broad solo tabletop game theme, but specifically this time of year, which has ended up being around August-y or September-y or something like that, is when I have been doing these specifically solo tabletop dungeon crawl themed games. And the one consistent in this series of live streams so far, in whether it's the fall or the early year live stream, is HeroQuest. And we are now at quest number 4, Prince Magnus's Gold. This game has recently been reprinted, and in fact, just I want to say a couple weeks ago, they released the was it Hordes of the Underdark? Or the Frozen Horror or something like that. There was an expansion that was previously not available for this game, which was originally printed, as I have on the screen there, in 1990, or maybe it was 89. There's 2 dates in the rulebook. And it's been out of print for so long, but so highly respected by so many gamers, especially that played it when they were younger. But it certainly was the template for so many streamlined tabletop dungeon crawls that are going for that D&D vibe, but without all the complexity and just keeping it nice and streamlined and more of a board game type of experience. And HeroQuest has really been the starting point for all kinds of other games like Descent and Sword and Sorcery Immortal Souls. Even Gloomhaven, as vastly different as it is, has a lot to thank HeroQuest for. But anyway, it's been reprinted now, and so hopefully new people, new fans, new players are going to be able to enjoy it and discover it. I'm still playing with my old set for the most part, but I've heavily modified it, as I also put as a note in the screen text there. If you want, I haven't linked it. I forgot to link it in the live version, but you can go to any of my old HeroQuest videos at youtube.com/christiangeekcentral. And below those, I've included the link to the modified rules that I'm playing around with. They should not be thought of as recommended rules for anybody else but me. They're still very much experimental, and I've been making some tweaks and modifications as I go along. My interest in board games and video games in general is less about taking on a challenge that is fair and stuff like that, and balanced and all that kind of stuff. And rather, it's about playing with my action figures. That's what board games are for me, and what video games are for me. They are a more structured way of just doing what I did as a kid, taking action figures and creating stories and about heroes and epic moments and stuff like that. That's really what I am in this for. And so all the tweaks and things that I do are in service to that. And yeah, I'm also not just adding a bunch of monsters and stuff to this to spice it up while trying to keep it streamlined. I don't know if I've been very successful at that. But while adding all this kind of aesthetic stuff, I'm also figuring out how can I play this as a solo player. And my philosophy in trying to figure that out has been to try and not do things that require me to think as both the Zargon player and the hero player at the same time, but really try to segment my mind as much as possible. And I think for the most part, because of the way HeroQuest is set up, with Zargon doing his thing and neither player doing things on another player's turn, like say in Descent when you're interrupting the players as the overlord, I think the way that the turn structure works here, I'm able to segment my mind pretty well. But anyway, I feel like that's enough blabbing and intro. Let's get into this. Quest 4, Prince Magnus's Gold. Let me just actually really quick just check once. I don't want to do a lot of this, but I do want to just check one time to make sure that the stream is up somewhere else. Let's see here. Sorry, I just want to double check this one more time. Yes, okay. Looks like we are good. Great. Yeah, I'm streaming this during a time of day that is really not ideal for anybody to join me, so I'm not expecting anybody to be in chat. But because of that, I did want to just double check and make sure that we are, in fact, live and functioning properly. Okay, so Quest 4, Prince Magnus's Gold. I am really going to try and get through this quest faster than I have the last 3. I've just looked at the run times of the streams, and I never finished a single quest in one sitting in previous live streams, even though I would play in sessions of 2-3 hours, you know. But in each of those, it took 6 hours to get through each of those, and I really want to get like down to half that if I can. Of course, live streaming introduces all kinds of talking, and whether that's talking about my thought process as I'm playing the game, or interacting with people who do pop into chat, or various things like that. So that does add to the game length, and also what I do to modify the game adds some to the game length. But nevertheless, I do want to really try and get the runtime down on these a bit. Quest 4, Prince Magnus's Gold. What was I going to say? The flavor text reads, 3 treasure chests have been stolen while being taken to the Emperor. A reward of 240 gold coins has been offered to any group of heroes who return the chests and all of the gold. The thieves are a well-known band of orcs whose lair is in the Black Mountains. They are led by Gulthor, a chaos warrior. So the big bad boss I'm going to have to take down almost certainly, well, yeah, certainly, is Gulthor, a chaos warrior. Now, of course, I'm playing this solo, and so at any time I can look over and see all the contents of the map. There are no secrets for me, and so that's one thing that I just have to be content to give up, is a lot of the sense of surprise. However, I have found some ways to make rooms and the enemies and stuff like that surprising to me, which I think maybe you'll see some of as we go through here. Okay, so let's make sure my room is properly set up here. I need to really quickly select spell groups. I've got my guys, even though the cord is kind of in the way here. But I've got my character sheets over here. I just keep them. I ran out of the pad things. Even having 2 copies of this game, I ran out of the tablets a while back, and so I just took to taking 4 of them, putting them in a copy machine, and making sheets. Since usually, even when I have played this with other people, it's a single player controlling all 4 heroes. But I've got Thundar, my barbarian, Tanis, my elf, Dogrin, my dwarf, and of course Elderast, my wizard, who in his own mind at least is leading the show, running the show. Let me make sure all their body points are up to max again. Looks like they are. Yes, we're good to go. And I already spent the gold that I acquired from the last quest. So yeah, we're all set. Okay, so I typically go in what I call the bedwetter order. B-E-D-W. Barbarian, elf, dwarf, wizard. But, you know, in my house rules, I can mix it up a little bit. I'm using these tokens from Descent to indicate if a hero still can take their turn or if they are waiting, having already completed their turn. So, but yeah, I don't want to overthink this. Okay, yeah, let's. This is worth noting, because I'm about to open a door real soon here. There are traps in this quest. I use a system that, as a solo player, involves cashing in a certain value for each of the traps, a certain value in threat tokens. This is a mechanic, one of several that I've lifted from Descent and brought over here. And threat tokens allow me to spring traps on heroes or spawn monsters. And so the traps that are on the map actually don't apply, and instead, anytime a hero goes through a door, let's see, what are my rules here? Let's see here. I've got it written on my little cheat sheet. Black Shield triggers most expensive traps. So I can spawn in this quest a pit trap for 5 threat tokens or a spear trap for 4 every time a hero moves into a new room or corridor, I roll a combat die, and on a black shield, a trap springs. Now let's see here. I'll have the barbarian go. I can choose to move 6 or roll 2 6-sided dice for my movement. So he's going to go 1, 2, and then I will have him open up the door, and we'll just put that there. And not much that's too exciting in this room. Supposed to be a couple goblins in here, but I'm going to roll on my equivalency table that I created, see if maybe some other monsters get spawned instead. Okay, so my result was a 6. Oh crap. Oops, dang it. Man. I usually don't have my microphone and my camera set up this way. I only do this 2 times a year, so it's I'm not used to it at all. Okay, so instead of 2 goblins, it's going to be a Beastman. This is a Descent First Edition monster that I have tried to create stats for, to create some kind of equivalency in terms of his threat, a challenge level, and his abilities. So these are the stats that I have for the Beastman. He has an attack of 2, a defend of 2, body of 2, mind 2, and move 6. He has double strike, which is automatic, so that means that he gets to attack twice on his turn. And he has command, which is also automatic. And I believe the range for that, I can't remember. I'll look it up. It's not really relevant right now, but that allows him to give a boost in attack to other monsters that are near him or near the enemy he's attacking, something like that. I'm not going to look it up now because it's not relevant, but he gets to attack twice. So let's see. The barbarian has only moved once so far. So I'll go ahead and move him in here. Or he's gone 1, 2, sorry, 3. Now at this point I do need to roll, and it's very likely a trap's going to get triggered. I've got the threat for it anyway. Oh, no, okay, no trap triggered, so that's good. And then he'll move 1 more 5, and he will attack, this Beastman. The barbarian gets 3 combat dice because he's got a broadsword plus 1. I start him out in this campaign with a weapon that has 1 less die, and instead give him a plus 1 so that he scales better and continues to be the kind of like the best fighter even after you are getting everybody really great equipment later on. I think I really have liked that house rule that someone came up with a long time ago. So he got 2 skulls on that attack. The Beastman rolls 2 defense. He got 1, so he got hit once. How many body did I say he has? He's got 2 body. So that's 1 hit on him. Oh, where's my... Here we go. You know what? I think I'm just going to remember that for now. I'm not going to bother marking him. So that's the barbarian's turn. And I will have the elf go next. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I'll go right here. Alright, it's still a little weird to not search for traps, to go into a room and feel like, oh my gosh, at any moment I could be walking on one. But no one's going to stop me. The elf is attack dice of 2. Oh, he gets 2 skulls, very nice. Okay, so yeah, that takes out the Beastman, and let's roll to see if he had any loot on him. 5 or 6 means yes. Nope, not this time. Okay, so that, then, is the end of the elf's turn. You know, I interrupted myself. I tend to go on rabbit trails, but I said before starting, oh yeah, I still need to really quickly give out my spell groups. Traditionally, I give the earth spells to the elf. I just feel like they're fairly well-rounded, nice for him to have a little bit of healing available to him. And then the rest of them I give to the wizard. Let's see. I think that might even be like the recommendation in the original rule book. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, And it's going to be tricky. I can't remember how I had this laid out before, but I think it was easier on me than this time. All right. So that's the elf. Dwarf. Let's see. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll put him right here. And then I'm going to search this room. There's no need to search for secret doors. I have a different rule for that, which we will see come up in this quest. And no need to search for traps, so all we do is search for treasure. Let's draw from the deck, see what we got. Potion of Strength. I'll read this once at least. You find a small purple flask. You can drink this strange-smelling liquid at any time, enabling you to roll 2 extra combat dice the next time you attack. This may only be used once. Do not return this card to the deck. Potion of Strength. Let's see. I guess... Who has potions? Anybody? The Barbarian has 4 healing potions, 1 defense potion. Let's see here. The Elf looks like 2 healing potions. The Dwarf has 1 healing potion, 1 defense potion. Wizard has 2 healing potions. Nice. Okay, I'll give this to the Barbarian, I think. Okay. Very nice. Very happy with that. And then finally, Elderast will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just hang back there. And then it's Zargon's turn. Zargon doesn't do anything because there's no monsters on the board. Well, actually, I could choose to spawn a monster if I want. But I think I'm going to hold off on that. I think monsters tend to drag down the game a little bit. I don't want to overdo it and get things, combat can really slow things down. So I will see if these threat tokens that I have amassed here, if they will be put to better use with traps. Okay, so that then was the end of the wizard's turn. Let's flip everybody's tokens back over. And we get back to the barbarian. Alright, let's see here. Oops, crap. I lost one of my tabs that I wanted to have open. Alright. That's better. Okay, barbarian. We're gonna go 1... Oh, hang on. No, I can't. Crap, I need to have this one open. There we go. Gotta make sure I can see what the camera's doing here. Alright. So he was, I don't know, somewhere around here. Was he here? I don't know. 1, 2, 3. We'll open this door. Okay, you can see a wall right there. Take 1 step out. 4. Let's roll to see if he ran into a trap. Nope, not this time. And then let's set up the hallway here. Oh, there's the 2-space block that I wanted for over there. What else? Alright, now the map says we've got an orc down this hallway. Is it an orc? I don't know, was there something thematic in the flavor text that said there's going to be a bunch of orcs here? Oh, band of orcs. Yeah, it's a band of orcs. You know what? Let's not re-roll orcs in this quest. I think the only other option for orcs anyway is scout. And we saw plenty of the scout the last time I played, so... Probably way too much. So I'm going to stick to orcs when I see orcs in the loadout. So this is the hallway we're looking at. He opens up the door. He's got a block wall behind him. And then just a long corridor down here till we see this orc guarding a single door at the very end of the hallway. So let's see, he went roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess 5, 6, and then he'll stop there. So that's his turn. Now the elf, We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, does the elf have... Did I give him a crossbow? No, I didn't. Who got the crossbow? The dwarf did, for some reason. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get him in there with the crossbow. Is that good? Do I have enough movement to do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite. Let's roll and see if we can get there. And then if he can get off a shot with a crossbow, that'd be nice. So this is what I call sprinting. Normally in the base game, you always roll dice for movement. Just ended up being 6 again. Oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like the option to have a consistent amount of movement you can count on, and so one of my house rules is that they can move 6 if they want. Or if they want to try and go more than that, they roll the dice, and if they get a higher number than 6, great, they sprinted. If they get a lower number, that means they stumbled. They were being a little bit reckless. Okay, let's see. So that was the dwarf. Wizard, he's just going to stay in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do have the original mini for the wizard, but this is a red master wizard from Descent First Edition, and he just fits my concept of Elderast much better. Elderast, if you didn't know, is the default crotchety old wizard who's bitter and hates everyone and everything. And whenever I am given a chance to play as a dedicated mage-type class in a video game or a tabletop game, I take every opportunity to play as Elderast. He's just too much fun. Okay, so that's that. Now it's Zargon's turn, and I should get the orc card out. Even if you're familiar with the orc in traditional HeroQuest, I also gave a special ability to each traditional HeroQuest monster. One of the things that I wanted to do when bringing Descent monsters over is retain their kind of special ability, not just, basic attack and defense type stats, but special abilities that they might have to spice things up, make it more thematic. And so the orc, as usual, has an attack of 3, a defend of 2, 1 body point, 2 mind points, and a movement of 8. But he also has Flesh Eater, which, if you're familiar with Descent, basically allows him to put a bleed token on heroes if he succeeds in triggering that ability. And that just means they're going to have continual damage until it wears off or they do something to get rid of it. So I've got the orc out. He'll move 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not too smart, just going to rush him. And I also need to grab a threat token. Did that. So there he comes. Let's start with the barbarian. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He will go ahead and try to run. Run at the orc. Didn't work out so well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Poof. Stumbled a bit there. So that's the barbarian. Now the elf. Can he make it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not even close. Okay. Well, you know what? I just want to have him move a little bit because chances are none of these guys are going to get to him except for maybe the dwarf. 1, 2, 3. I'll just put him right there. And then the dwarf, on his turn, I'll just use his normal movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's got that crossbow, which is 3 attack dice, a ranged weapon. And he'll take a shot at the orc down there. Oops, no. Just rolling movement dice. Alright. Nice! 3 skulls. That was a really good roll. And the orc gets 2 defense dice. Oh, which means he can't even possibly succeed at that. So he's dead. Let's roll for loot. No loot on him. Okay. Nice. And then the wizard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still just gonna hanging back. So then that brings us to Zargon, who gets a threat. There we go. Very good. Let's see. Nothing else Zargon can do, so we're back to the Barbarian's turn. Let me adjust my camera just a little bit here if I can, if it's going to cooperate with me. That's where we're headed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Elf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wizard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is one downside of using the house rules that I am for movement and for, you know, I mean, normally you could just reposition your guys as long as there's nothing that Zargon can do on the board. But I need to allow turns to pass so that I can determine how many threat between the heroes getting from A to B Zargon would accumulate. So that takes us back to the Barbarian. I'll go ahead and roll. Nice. So he's moving 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did I count that right? My eyes darted around. That's always the challenge for me, is I'm terrible at multitasking, and so streaming board games, I'm trying to think of a million things at once, not just play the game. And so it can result in what looks like a lot of flakiness and completely spacing out. All right, the Elf. Yeah, let's get this show on the road if we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's have him just go through the door. 4. So then this door opens up. And he's going to move into this room, as long as there's nothing in the way, rolling for a trap at the same time. No trap triggers. So let's set up this room. Okay, what do we got? Got a table. I've seen images of the reprint of Descent or of HeroQuest, and $125 to get the base set. But man, definitely components have been upgraded. The cards, especially the artwork, full color. You know, the minis look fantastic, but it's not that big of a quantum leap forward to make me want to, you know, buy it when I have my old set, you know. And there's also something I have to say about having these old dice that are well worn. There's kind of like an ancient artifact type of quality to this set. Even some of the creases in cards and things like that, you know, it's like this set is it has a feeling of the ancient that I kind of dig and feels thematic. So, and they've hardly changed the rules at all from what I understand. So if you have purchased the new version and you are interested in playing around, trying out some of my modifications, they should still all carry over into the new version of HeroQuest, which I think was really wise for them to not mess with the rules too much. Okay, so this was his last move. The elf stopped there. He can't do anything against these orcs. And that's the end of his turn. I kind of had him go through the door because the higher your mind points are, the better the chance that you can dodge a trap when it's sprung on you in my rule set. And so the barbarian might be the beefiest beefcake, but he's almost certainly going to step right into whatever trap, you know, gets triggered. Whereas the elf has how many mind points? He's got 4 mind points, so he at least has a shot. All right, so that's the elf's turn. Dwarf. Can the dwarf possibly get in there? No. No, he can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the wizard's not even going to bother. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll go that far, I guess. Okay. And now it's Zargon's turn. I better look up this this ability, Flesh Eater, remind myself how it works. Where's my little packet? Oh, here we go. Flesh Eater. So first off, abilities of monsters trigger on a, let's see here, on a 4 through 6. So there's a 50-50 chance only that they'll trigger, and they have to choose to do that instead of attacking. So there is some risk involved in going that route. But if I wanted to take a shot at triggering Flesh Eater with one of my orcs here, targeted hero gains 1 bleed token, and I just use the bleed tokens from Descent. At the beginning of every turn, they roll 1 combat die per token. On a skull, they lose a body point. On a white shield, they remove 1 bleed token. On a black shield, nothing happens. Remove all bleed tokens from any hero who drinks a healing potion or is the target of a healing spell. The status of bleed has no effect on rock skin. The status alone, I should say. If you lose a health, I do believe in that I ruled that you would lose rock skin at that point. Anyway. So, yeah, I'll move in with one of my orcs here. 1, 2, and just to give it a shot, I'll see if I can trigger bleed. I do trigger bleed, okay. Okay, so the elf now has this bleed token he's got to deal with on his next turn. The other orc can't do anything, and so we're done for now. For more chat about geek entertainment, answers to your questions, and news from the wider world of Christian geekery, get the Christian Geek Central podcast today on iTunes and other podcast services.